Shalom, good Erev Pesach plus a couple of days, but it's never too late to talk. And I wanted to open with a story that this must have taken over 60 years ago. I was a bocha learning in the Bava Yeshiva in Crown Heights. In those days, the Bava Rebbe's Chaim Bucha lived in Crown Heights. And I remember he called me in a few days after Purim one year, and he had a whole list of things that have to be done for Pesach. The top of the list was geld, money. We need money for Pesach. Okay, that is not my department, Rabbi. Then I read further, I'm going down this list, and there's a word there that I never came across. It says gluz papier. Gluz papier. What's that? So I didn't. I was a bit meek, and I'm supposed to be the Americana who knows all this English, and so there was this gluz papier. Yeah, but what is that gluz papier? So the Reuven tries to make motions, and I have brain freeze. I just don't know anything what's going on. I am finished. Finally, he calls in the Gabba, gluz papier. Everyone knows what gluz papier is. Everyone but me. And I'm the one you're asking to shop for you. I don't know what that is. Finally, another bocha comes walking in. Beine shav tzacham brucha. Feine bocha. And the Reuven says, gluz papier. So the guy looks at me and says, sandpaper. Ah, sandpaper. Why didn't you say so? Oh, now I know what gluz papier is. So, what did they need sandpaper for? Because when you make the matzahs before Pesach, in Bava they used to make the matzahs mamish erev Pesach, and after every few minutes or so, they would take the rolling pins and run a sandpaper over them to make sure that there's no chumetz that's adhering to the rolling pin, so that you can go work further. We now are in a world that is being sandpapered. Seems that there was a bit too much chumetz of late, and we needed a bit rubbing. Chumetz represents the sense of overblown stuff, just getting too much, obscuring what is real in our healthy lives. I recently had a problem with my computer, and I couldn't get on and send out these few words with you. And they told me I have to reset the modem, the computer. Libi Oima, my heart tells me that the world is now going through a reset. We have to hold on, not lose hope, because this is something that is long in coming. Unfortunately, we have forgotten what's real. Someone told me the biggest industry that's been hit in the Jewish community is the hotel business. Billions of dollars are being spent in hotels. Well, now we're going to be home. We're going to be without Kinderlach. Just you in your house, your wife, your partner, yeah. It's gonna slim down a bit, right? But we are all stuck with anxiety, we're questioning our future. We're worried about our loved ones. The news is not good. Every day we hear something else. Another one. I've lost friends. I just can't, And even though we're going through our daily lives trying to hold it all together, this this disquiet, this sense of anxiousness lays beneath the surface, and then suddenly it flutters its wings and rises to your consciousness. Oh, and you chop what's going on, and it all bubbles up. And so how are we going to get beyond this? How will we take and move to what will be a reset world? The Abba Nachal remarks that fear is like a magnet that attracts metal. It has the ability to direct the object of a person's fear towards that person. It just draws it up to you. And that's the nature of fear. It draws forth the object of a person's dread and makes it real. Sweetie, let us all rise above the here and now. The Alte Chassidim used to say, Tracht git et sein git. Think good, it will be good. Let me tell you a maaseh. The Bav Reuven, Reb Shloima, and his son, Reb Naftulche, who followed in his footsteps, became the next Rebbe. They were in the war, they were through it all. And at one moment, something happened that they were trying to get over a border with false papers. Just the two of them, they were the last of the immediate family that was surviving. And they got caught. And they were thrown into a cellar. The Tulchik was maybe 12 years old or whatever. Maybe he was already by mitzvah, I'm not sure. And the Rov, thrown into a cell. They came in, the Nazis came in, and they started questioning him. They wanted to know, who gave you those forged papers? And the Reuven said, I'm not telling you. You can. And they screamed and they threatened. And then as it got very late, they turned to the Reuven and to his little son. And they said, we'll be back tomorrow. Think it over. We're not finished with you yet. They storm out. The Reuven is left in the cell with his sweet child. And the Reuven looks at him and says, Naftulche, they might take us tomorrow out. They might beat me. They might torture me. Because they want to find out this information, but I will not say it. I will not talk out. But I want you to be strong. And I've told you, he had these gorgeous eyes, deep pools of love. This little boy, he looks up to his tatishi. And the Rav says to him, just to me, this is what you have to do. Think of the good times we've had. Think of Simchas Torah by the Havkufis. Think of Mayim Shalonu before Pesach. Think of all the Friday nights and by the Zaydi, by the Tish, by the Seder Nacht. Think of all the good. And they won't be able to hurt you. And you'll be strong. Sweetie, I sit and sharing all your pain. Think of the good times. Be positive. Even if you don't if you don't believe it, say it. And it will be true to you. The Ruv's Bruche with Naftulche, they were saved the next morning. They were taken out, stood by a wall, and just then someone came along. Someone must have been paid off, came along and said, no, they have to be sent back to Bochnia, and they were out. and they lived to build a whole kehillah of tzaddikim chassidim. Let me just share some advice with you. Do me a favor, do yourself a favor. I know you're worried. Pick up the phone. Call people. People who you haven't spoken to perhaps in a long while. Chat. Speak positive words. Make a joke or two. And guess what? Your heart will hear the words you say. We need friends all the time. And now, more than ever. I've told you many times the story of the Heilige Wurke Rebbe, of Yitzchak Wurke. He had a close friend, the Kotzke Rebbe, Mendele Kotzke. Rabbi Yitzchak passed away, and then during the Shiva, his son came in. After the Shiva, the son came to daven in the Stiebel by the Kotzke Rebbe. And Kotzke went over to him and says, "Tell me, have you heard from your father?" I heard from my father. The son figured maybe the son's name was Rav Mendel, so maybe the Rebbe didn't chap. I don't want to say anything. 2 days go by. No, have you heard from your father? And this went on till the Shlita. Every day, did you hear from your father? No, I didn't hear from my father. Finally, one day, the Kotzke calls over to the son and says, "Agrees, regards from your father." What? Huh? He said, "I've been looking for him in Shemayim ever since he was nifta. Every night I'd go up in the Shemayim and I'd look in the Heichel from Moshe Rabbeinu, in the Heichel from the Tenuim, in the Heichel from the Talmidei Baal Shem. I could not find your father. I looked throughout the whole of Shemayim. I couldn't find your father. Finally, last night, I found him. Someone told me in Shemayim, a Malach told me, Yitzchak, he's over there." And he pointed his feet towards a huge ocean. So I go over to this, and at the beach end is standing your father, the Heilige Yitzchak Wurke. And he's leaning over his stick. He's looking out at the ocean with waves crashing onto the beach. And I walk over to him and say, "Yitzchak, what are you doing here? I looked through you the whole of Shemayim. What are you doing here?" He looked at me and he sighed. He said, "Mendel, you see that water, that vast ocean? That's tears. Every time a Jew cries, the tears are put up into Shemayim. They're put in this ocean. And I have sworn that I will not move from this place till those tears find shalom and quiet. And I'll be here, and this is what I'm doing." Sweet Yidden, that tzaddik isn't standing there any longer alone. We have lost so many Choshev, sweet Jews, holy Jews. In Manchester, we lost a Diane Westheim, a special person. In America, I can't, every few minutes, it's just, they're standing by that ocean. They're counting our tears. And they're begging Kaviyuchol the Eibishter. Let it end. Let it end. So let's hold on to each other, my dear friends, in our hearts and in our tefillahs. We will get through this. We will reset our neshumas and scrape off the chumetz. It will be a wondrous new time. Tari, Trachgit, Trach.